And we are back in full black attack. Hello again. My name is the Renaissance Man. If you weren't listening last time, which you should be, because listening is good for your health. We have another part. I guess I don't know. Maybe the last part. Maybe there might be a third part. But 65 minutes for a video is pretty damn long, if I do say so myself. And people don't typically like to talk that long. But let's just enjoy the game for right now. We have Offsite, pretty popular choice in most competitive battles. Really well, relatively short map, no water, so you don't gotta worry about well, I guess you can't use Buccaneers and stuff like that, but it's a nice map to get good at and just beat people who aren't good at it, because it's kind of hard to get good at this map. Well, if you're a good player, it's easy to get good at, but if you're just a casual Bloons player, Offsite can probably present you with some challenges. You don't know, like there's a lot of straight lines, but people don't take those straight lines for granted. They just put them dart monkeys anywhere. Like what these players are doing are pretty good. It's pretty good. You want the dart monkeys to attack straight down. It's very strategic to do it like that. Now this strategy has been around for a while now, so I'm not sure if people have picked it up. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure if SJB did it, people would do this strategy almost immediately. Or if Bruno and Locky did this strategy, then this strategy would get a lot of traction. But this is basically how you play Offsite. Put the dart monkey in front of a straight line so they can attack multiple balloons with their darts and such. Seems like Cadbury is being. Jones is going for his mix. Kiss by Fire is going for his mixed eco strat again. Cadbury is being a little greedy, but at this point, I mean, I guess it's not greed. It's really, you don't need that chipper anymore if he's going to go eco, because the chipper is ass against volume balloons, like high volume, lots of balloons. You can't, chipper doesn't really help there. But this mixed eco strat Jones is doing, it works unless Cadbury. It works unless Cadbury goes mixed eco along with him. Like if he gets a good enough eco to where he can stay within Jones's range throughout the entire match, and Jones just gave up all his farming for nothing. Like, that's the only reason you go mix ecos, to get that late game advantage in eco. But if your opponent gets like 500, 600, 700 eco along with you, now you might have maybe 1,000, or if you do it right, you might have 1,000 eco and they have 600, 700. But that's still enough to, one, they have the farm advantage, or they presumably had it the entire time, so they have more farming than you, so they have presumably a lot more money than you, and you have to wait to catch up with your eco. But if they're right with you in terms of balloon eco, then it's going to take a longer time to catch up, because they're getting almost maybe less. I mean, definitely less, but almost enough to be able to stay ahead of you for a little bit until the later rounds. So right now, Cadbury isn't doing much of balloon ecoing. He's rushing pretty heavily because he's trying to get Jones to sell, which he did. Jones selling that farm is pretty good because it slows down his farming even more. But both of them are just way behind on farming right now. But I think it's because Jones is doing his best eco strat and Cadbury is defending it. So they don't have as much farms. Like right now, typically, for me personally, I would have about maybe. Did he go for all out rush? It's actually pretty smart to do that on a map like this when somebody's going mixed eco. Jones defended it though, so this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I think Cadbury's about to lose here. Use bad energy. Use it. What are you doing? I think. Okay, I think he could have probably defended that. Well, Well, I don't know. Maybe not the second wave, but the first wave he could have did something. He didn't just have to take it like that. But it's always gutsy going for an all-out rush. But Jones skated by with 8 lives, and you just hate to see that. As when you go for an all-out, you just hate to see it when somebody gets by with less than 10 lives. You're like, really? You could you couldn't get like another yellow to go through, or 2 yellows to go through. But it's always a risk when you go for an all-out rush. But like I said, Offsite is a map that all-out rushes typically work if somebody's under farming. Now, if Cadbury had maybe waited a little bit longer, if he had waited till Jones either drained his money from ecoing or had more farms, so the all-out rush could have been a little bit more potent. Because literally the difference between him winning that game and him losing that game is 2 yellows or 2 pinks. Like if he has just those extra 2 balloons, which comes in plentiful amount. Plentiful, is that a word? I think so. It comes in plentiful amount. When it comes to all-out rushes, he will win that match. But alas, he didn't. So he's here. A game. There's another fan favorite when it comes to mobile. Is this me or is this him? I think this is me. Okay. When it comes to mobile competitive gamings and balloons, James Jones is going eco here, which is typically a good strat to use on A game, because the angles on A game is just, you have balloons coming from 2 different directions that don't really complement each other. And what I mean is, you have it coming from, say, the southwest, and then you have one coming from the west. So your dart monkey has to turn to hit. And other times you have like a map like ice flow. We have the balloons coming from one end and the balloons coming from the other end. Now that's might seem like it's a little hard to deal with, but at some point those balloons will meet because they're on the same path. But A game, like on ice flow, has the straight line path to the exit, and you can send the scent balloons come from one way and the natural balloons come from the other. But like I said, at one point they will meet. So if you put a well-placed tower, one tower can defend a good amount of naturals and scent balloons. But on A game, you have 2 different directions, and they meet very briefly at the top and at the intersection points, at the corners. But if you put a monkey there, that's not very strategic for hitting every single balloon. So A game is really hard to deal with if you have eco, because they have to, first of all, they have to spend more money defending, because like I said, you have to put more monkeys in more places, because the balloons don't have a pretty consistent meeting place. They're pretty spread out on the map. And secondly, I've seen very few people not leak on A game. Like, you have to have a pretty sound defense to not leak on A game. And you have to, even no matter how much defense you put down, you have to, like, even then you still might leak something. You have to have a pretty stout defense on A game if you want to not leak at all. And that typically comes at the risks of your farming. Like, you can't farm well if you're over defending on A game. Cadbury's doing a pretty good job of farming. Oh, ice. That's a new one. Are these flash strats? Is he going flash strats here? I think he is. He might be going flash strats here. First time I ever seen flash strats, and not first time, but it's unusual to see a flash strat on A game. I think this is the first time I've seen a flash on A game. I've seen a couple flash strats on Hydro Dam, but I have not seen one on A game, which is, it's pretty interesting. I wonder if the timing is still the same. I would think like on Flash, the ice monkeys are a lot better, because the timing, if you time it right, you can get away with having stall, stall, pop, stall, stall, pop, stall, stall, pop. Like that timing right there is really good in terms of getting the max poppage out of your ice towers. But if the timing isn't right, then this probably won't work. But Jones seems to know what he's doing, so I'm just gonna take his word for it. I'm gonna take his word for it and say that this is gonna work, hopefully. And luckily, neither opponent has lost lives, so this is a pretty even match. I'm not sure where Jones' eco is at. If I had to guess, I'd say we're somewhere around 600, maybe 600. Somebody connected, disconnected. What? Maybe around 600. Maybe a little more now. He is sending light bursts of balloons, which typically you send if you don't have enough money. Like, you're sending these balloons as soon as you get your eco boost, so his eco boost isn't that much. So yeah, maybe like 600, because blacks are a $150, so that's 4 sets of them. Uh-oh, and he lost lives. Well, let's see how Cadbury can respond here. That's pretty well-timed rush. I wonder if he timed that with round 16, because round 16 is actually a pretty heavy rush in terms of natural balloons. So if he timed that with round 16, then that's pretty good on his part. And if I was Jones, I probably wouldn't. I probably don't go for this rerush. You already have the lives. I mean, when he has what? Cadbury has 7 dart monkeys. He built up the second jug, but he could have easily upgraded his chipper. Got another chipper. Yeah, that rerush probably wasn't worth it. But still, he's a competitor. He wants to go for the kill, even though he is going eco. Now let's see how Jones defends this rerush here. I want to see, and I also want to see what kind of rerush Cadbury sends him. Is he going to send him a rerush? You're not going to send him a rerush? What? Are you serious? Oh, okay. No, you sent it. Okay, camo. Well, it's funny because ice shards. Ice shards is a bitch. I've actually played people who use ice shards. Ice shards is pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, what a response! This. All right, now we have a game. It's a game again. But ice shards is that was a pretty good sequence by Cadbury. I was a little scared because I thought he wasn't going to send a rerush, but he sent it, which is good for him. He definitely capitalized on a good opportunity at that point. But now he's also in trouble again. I think what he needs to do is spam. He definitely needs to keep a second Juggernaut. He needs to keep a second Juggernaut up at all times. He can't sell and buy and sell. He has to keep up, and he's about to lose lives again. And he's about to lose the game. Is he about to lose the game? Oh, that was a hard one. That was a heavy one. But like I was saying, ice shards is a pretty decent tower to have on A game, because like I said, they only meet at one spot, but that spot, if you put a good tower there, is really good for popping balloons. Like, you put a Juggernaut that one spot. Now Juggernauts can only shoot one way, so you can't really get maximum poppage in terms of all directions. But if you put an ice shards in the middle where they meet, ice shards has spattering, has fragmented spattering. So if your ice shards is in the right position, then Arctic Freeze. That was a veteran move. He lost some lives, but that freeze he did was a veteran move. That was pretty good. If you put your ice shards where Jones put his ice shards, then that meeting place turns into a cold, splintery, balloon popping abyss, and you have a pretty good defense on your hands. Now it'll be interesting to see how long Cadbury will wait before he starts rushing, because. And honestly, Jones could. I'm not sure if Jones has enough money saved up. Well, actually, no. He's sending quite a bit of money here, quite a bit of rushing here. So I think he has a good amount of money. Oh, and he has Ninja. So he's going for the Super Stall. He's definitely going for the Super Stall straight. Is he about to die here? This is a lot of Bloons. A lot of Bloons on my screen. I'm not sure on Cadbury's screen. Okay, no, he's played that smart. But yeah, round 25 though is really he has the superstar, so he's definitely going for a superstar strat, which is basically you have both Arctic, not Arctic one. What is it? It's absolute zero. There we go. You have both absolute zero and Bloon sabotage, and you basically just ride it out to around 25. Now the question is, does Jones have enough money to do that? I think he does. I feel like he does. But Cadbury needs to start rushing soon, because Superstar is good for about is good for about a good 10 to 12 rounds, maybe even more if you do it right. Like you can Superstar forever, really. You can if you do it right, but with the amount of money Jones has now, which, like I said, I don't know how much he has. From the looks of it, he's sending constant pinks, so he has quite a bit, quite a bit. But Cadbury's trying to get up his farming so he can start rushing. Um, I don't know what I would do in this situation. I think I would probably send him something to stop his eco, to make him, like, I would send him a BFB to make him defend, because he has enough eco right now to where if he sent the BFB, he wouldn't lose that much money. But well, he would still lose 200. I think it's 350. He would lose 350, but his eco wouldn't be too hurt from that. And look at how he has to sell. Jones had to sell what, 4 ice monkeys to get that fan club. I'm not sure if he had to do that, but he did, and that tells me that he might not have enough money. Although he bought 4 juggernauts back to back, so he might have a lot of fucking money. It's hard to tell about the eco or how much money they have. But Cadbury needs to start rushing now. If he doesn't, he's going to build up more farms. He needed to start rushing. Like 8 rounds is nothing to a superstar. Nothing. He can superstar for like a good 30 rounds if he does it right. And I'm pretty sure Jones is going to do it right. So it's not looking good for Cadbury. But I've seen some shit with this game. This game is very surprising. All it takes is a lag or a slip of the finger, and somebody loses all their lives. It sucks, but hey, that's just how this game works. So yeah, but Cadbury definitely needs to start rushing, because he's running out of time. Is he gonna send? Let's see, what's he gonna send? Is he gonna send constant, or is he gonna send? I wonder how fast cooldown BFBs would do. What fast cooldown BFBs would do to the strat. I would actually like to see him sell sell one of his farms to send us fast cooldown BFB attack. Because I want to, not BFBs, fast cooldowns, oh my gods. Because I know that round 30 and up, oh my gods, are hella strong. So I'm actually pretty interested in seeing what happens to him. I mean, what happens if you, because right now Cadbury can easily just sell one of his farms and send a good size fast cooldowns oh my god rush, which I would do. The spread out oh my gods probably aren't gonna do as much damage as he wants. Not in the amount of time he has enough time. He doesn't have enough time, so he needs to send fast cooldowns oh my gods and see what happens. But he's still sending. Oh, I don't know. Maybe 8 rounds is enough. Who knows? I do know that dart monkeys aren't really the best for popping round 30 and up. So my god, at this point, people typically have like a ground 0 or a chipper and something of that nature. But he has ninjas and he has sabotage, so he should be good. But like I said, I don't think Cadbury has enough time for this to actually work, because with the super stall, Jones could probably stall for a good amount of time. And if I was Cadbury, I would probably sell all my farms and just send a rush, because he has enough defense to last him to around 38. He has enough defense, so Cadbury definitely needs to sell and just send an all-out fast cooldowns on my guy rush, because this spread out on my guys aren't going to do much to him, as he can probably see at this point, which he's not recognized, I don't think, though. And like I said, unless Jones messes up, this is pretty much his game. Come on. I have a feeling Jones won this series. I know Jones. He doesn't. If he would have lost this series, he probably would have been like, could you not upload that? And I never really cared about people uploading my losses. I lose. I lose all the damn time. How do you think I'm so good? Losing is part of the game, man. You're not gonna win everything. Not to say that people who don't want to upload their losses are bad people, but just don't don't try to hide it. We all lose sometimes. We all lose for stupid reasons sometimes. It doesn't make you any less of a good player. And like I said, I do not think Cadbury has this game. He's using biology. He's the one that's well, he should be the one well, he's the one that has all the farms. He shouldn't be the one that's struggling, to be honest with you. But these oh my gods, they are like if he had enough time, the oh my god attack would work. If he had enough time, he could probably kill Jones with all these oh my gods he's sending. But for the simple fact that he only has 4 rounds, and which is I don't know how much time it is. It's probably like 3 minutes. He has like 3 minutes to kill him, and the way Jones is just defending everything right now, it doesn't look good. Does not don't look good, man. It don't look good, not at all, not at all. Like I said, he should have probably sent those fast cooldowns. Oh my gods. If I was Jones, I would put Arctic Wind somewhere, like maybe at the bottom. Put like Arctic Wind just to slow everything down, or at the beginning, because although the are these Moabs gonna kill him? Are these wait, oh my goodness, are these Moabs going? Is he about to die? Is Jones about to die? It looks very close. It looks very close. I can't really see. I see the popping, but I can't see the oh, and it's oh my goodness. The come from behind.